will cut us off at about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna try something now, and if you'll bear with me. Okay.
I'm gonna try to get a do a shared screen with you guys so we can just talk through some cool collectibles. Can you see that?
Yes, I can. Ooh.
What do you see there?
That rules. A Beatles orchestra ticket at the Washington Coliseum.
There you go.
Rick, or is that yours?
No, this is a slideshow of stuff I put together that I found online, just so we could have some cool stuff to talk about.
Tickets, of course, are a whole nother, like, for instance, I have this ticket you guys would, that Elvis is cool. That's his last show, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yep, because he played his third last. Oh, look at that. That's really cool.
Ooh.
Now, Andy, hang on. I don't want the slideshow to go too fast, so let me get your input on these things before they all disappear.
That's so cool, yeah. Because he played his second to last show, I think, here, wasn't it? Second or third to last? Was it in Cincy?
Pretty close to the end, yes.
I can't remember if it was second or third.
I'll have to look it up.
That's the last ever show.
So I thought this was kind of interesting because this is I think this is the first Beatles concert in the States.
Yes.
It's February 6th, it's 64, so
yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah.
They probably flew into DC and just started their tour right there.
Yeah.
Which is funny because only a month or two earlier, it was still 1963, very early in their career.
Mm-hmm.
Only $2 to see them. Of course, that ticket stub is worth a fortune now. And then, of course, from Elvis's last show.
The Elvis doesn't show the price, but the Elvis probably wasn't any more than $7-8.
I think you're probably right, Todd. Andy, look at where the seat is located.
The main floor?
Woo! Section A, row 1, seat 17. That's probably right in the center.
Section A, row 1. Imagine.
Oh, my
seat 17.
goodness.
So it depends on. Now, that one's really cool right there.
Yeah, somebody gave me that one. That is a local ticket stub from my collection.
Yeah, that's really cool. Look at $2 admission.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Now that's a shot at Crosley Field.
Yes, sir.
Late great Cincinnati photographer Gordon Bear took photos at Crosley Field that day.
Okay, he's playing an Epiphone, isn't he?
I think that's right. Yeah, you can see it there on the head.
It is. You can see it on the headstock.
Yeah.
So now we're moving into some just various collectibles, ticket stubs, concert photos. There's Roseanne Cash. I took that one.
That's an awesome picture, man.
Thank you. There's David Lee Roth.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy Keith Klonowski took that photo.
That's an awesome picture, but I just can't stand Roth at that period.
Yeah,
so awful.
Yeah, the hair and the voice are pretty much
that picture right there is the best picture of Roth it's taken since 1986. That's a really cool picture.
And there's Trey from Fish.
That's awesome. Oh, Johnny Thunders, yeah.
Now we talk about not just rock and roll photography, but autographs like the great.
What show was that the last show you played in 86?
This is Friday, the 28th of February in 86 when Thunders was at the Jockey Club in Newport.
Okay, so he played one more time after that.
2 days later, he came back through town and played they say he was just playing for gas money, but I think Johnny connected with some dealers here in town that he wanted to visit one more time before he continued that tour. So
I met him that last time he ever played. I was with Bill Least.
Yes.
And Johnny was really kind of, I was there and talking with Bill and watching. I mean, it's probably, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Johnny was being a real ass to his people and getting things going. I was like, man, I was kind of nervous about asking for an autograph or anything.
Yeah.
Bill's like, don't worry, let's go up and go talk to him when he gets ready. Well, when I come up and talk to him, he's just as friendly and as nice as can be. He kind of got it. He got the fan thing and he got the people. And but the only problem was he signed the autograph for Bill.
Todd, I had a very similar experience with Johnny that weekend because I saw him cracking the whip and yelling at his crew and his bandmates. But when I met him, he was as nice as could be. And that was on Friday and again on Sunday.
Yeah.
Had a chance.
I saw, and obviously since then I've read up a million things about him, and that's apparently quite true, that he was an ass to work with. But oh my God, that's Zappa at the West End.
Yes, sir.
Did you meet him at the West End?
Yeah, that's when I tracked down Frank when I was 17 years old.
What year was that?
84.
So he died in what,
93.
93.
Yeah. I was 6 years old back then.
Two really cool pictures. Oh,
Iggy. A letter from Iggy Pop. I wrote a letter.
I've seen that. You put that on Facebook. That is so cool. When you said you sent him a letter?
Yep, and he wrote me back, and I got a postcard from the bass player in Fish. That's Mike Gordon.
Oh, yeah, sure, Mike.
Here's a Space Hog promo CD. They all signed for me. And here's our latest merchandising.
Are you freaking kidding me?
That's awesome. I have not seen those.
I've heard about them. I've heard about them.
You guys been hearing about this in the news lately?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is why you want to stay off drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the latest is that Nike has slapped an injunction on them. You cannot, he's legally not allowed to sell those.
Yeah.
Well, good for Nike.
And the other thing is, if you know anything about blood, that can't really be real human blood because it'll clot up immediately.
Yeah. Or what did this remind you of, Andy?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, the first time I heard about that shoe that he has out, okay, this is going to sound weird, but there is a online show that Sarah Evans does. I don't know if you guys know who Sarah Evans is.
Yeah.
But she's a country music singer.
Right.
She has an online web series, just, and she was talking about that, and the frustration in her voice over that was just like, it kind of was like, okay, this lady is saying exactly what I want to say. Well, that's kind of no offense, but that's kind of.
Well, I haven't heard much from him in the last few years, so this is probably also a big, could be a big stunt too.
Yeah, PR thing.
Absolutely. He's getting huge PR. They did a huge skit on it at Saturday Night Live. So maybe just like what the Kiss Blood was.
Yeah,
right.
He's getting his name in the headlines, and clearly the idea was stolen from this.
And
yeah.
And do you
know that looks really cool, by the way?
There was actual Kiss blood put in those vials, but they didn't go to the comic book.
Is that right?
I can't remember which magazines they ended up going to, but it was like Good Housekeeping or something. Something really bizarre like that. It's online somewhere. I mean, I've read it, but I remember buying that thing when it came out. In 77, I think.
I think that's right.
And I bought it at Record Town at the Florence Mall, I guess it was called that. And it was just, I'm not a big comic book guy, and reading the comics and all, it was kind of, but it had cool pictures in the center of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like to head off of that.
The Velcro.
Here, on tickets, let me show you this.
Okay.
This is, let me know if you can see that.
There we go.
That's going to be kind of hard to see, but
yeah,
that was Keith Moon's last ever full concert.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now, he did play something with the Who one time after that, which was a small, I don't know what it was, private part, whatever. But this was the last concert, which was in, I can't even remember where it is. I want to say Toronto or something, but I don't know if that's true or not because I can't see it on here, and I got it wrapped up to protect it. But that was a cool thing that I got. Speaking of concert merch, I've always been a big Wigs fan, and they Greg eventually started selling live CDs at their shows.
Yeah.
So he would pick one, a couple shows, and then just press them all up. Not the night of the show, but like in the last tour, you could get Nottingham, live in Hollywood, and Brussels.
Let's see those again.
What's that?
Let's see those again.
Here you go. You got live in London.
Nice.
Live in Amsterdam, and then live in Brazil, and that was on the Do the Beast, and then this was in spades ones that he did.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, and you think about it, he does one show, mixes it up, a real, simple, cheapy CD.
Yeah.
Not even really, it's not a bootleg, but somehow, he probably has about $1 or $2 into it, and they're $20 a piece at that, and they're worth every penny of it too, because they're good stuff. He does so many different things live. I've always been a huge Wigs fan.
So this is one of my favorites of recent vintage, the Velcro bat head that comes.
That is just freaking awesome.
I want one of those. Santa Claus, if you're watching, I want one of those. There's a local artist who's starting to
nice
get into a little merch madness.
This guy right here, who I've known since 2009.
And here's Trooper Beer. There you go. Todd's got his copy right there.
There's my copy. It's right next to my CD player. I put it on every now and then, and I really like it.
And now you can get a coffee mug and a fridge magnet, a coaster, keychain.
I love those. Some of those beers were really cool that they did.
Yeah, I think I've had 2 or 3 of these, but I haven't tried the whole line of Trooper beers yet.
I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not a huge microbrew kind of person. Even my ex-in-laws had a brewery. Do you remember the Oldenburg Brewery, Rick?
Yeah, it was a concert venue for a while, right? Coyotes?
It became Coyotes eventually, yeah. Saw a few bands there. I remember saw Cheap Trick there, and Joan Jett, and I don't remember who else, but anyway. But anything with that Eddie logo, that face, and that it looks cool as hell. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It could be toilet paper, and it'd just be awesome.
Maiden's like the king of merchandising. The iconography of their logo, their mascot. Andy, we are down to our last minute. So I think we should do this again. There's far too much collectibles and stuff.
I think we should too.
I didn't get around to my Muddy Waters autograph until now.
Wow. Where did you pick that up?
I got that from a friend of mine, Mr. Michael Riley, the late, great Michael Riley, who worked at Bogart's years ago. You knew Michael.
I know Mike, yeah. Yeah, passed away a few years ago.
Sadly, yes. So, Andy, let's do this again. Todd, would you do this with us again maybe in a month or so?
I mean, we could do it tonight. We could do it in a day. We could do it in a week. So whatever works for you guys.
What do you think, Andy?
Yeah. I have nothing to do but, pandemic stuff. And I've got lots of stuff to show you. And
let's do it again.
Do you know what that is, Andy?
Oh, boy.
Let me see. The Beatles yesterday and today.
Yeah, the butcher cover.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've heard about that. Yeah,
that is the most collectible rock and roll item in the world, I think.
It's the most collectible and the most available too.
Yeah,
I've seen that at everybody's before.
It's rare, but it's not that rare. And then
we're going to run out of time. I want to say thanks, Todd, before we get.
Let me show you this one, Rick. There's that.
But real close.